Hey everyone, I'm Micah E. Davis, pastor of Teaching and Vision at the Sanctuary and author of 3 Strikes, You're Forgiven.
And today we're considering the question, what happens when I confess my sin?
You know, for so long, I thought that as a Christian, then a leader, and eventually a pastor, I couldn't confess my sins and brokenness because it would disqualify me. I figured that if I let God in on my shortcomings, even though He already knew them, He would stop using me. I thought that if I let other people in my life in on the darkness of my heart and my soul, that they'd reject me. And I wonder how many of us are bound by the same lies that I believed. I wonder if you can resonate. If we are ever going to become people of reconciliation and restoration, then we must create space for people to be their authentic selves. And you know what that requires? Forgiveness. Why? Because other people will fail you. They will make mistakes. They will fall short. They will mess up. And so will you. Confession is offered to us as a conduit to break free of the shame that sin holds over us. When we look at Jesus' life and the scriptures as a whole, confession is a central theme. For instance, take the book of Psalms, specifically Psalm 6, 32, 38, 51, 102, 130, and 143. These are known as the penitential Psalms, or the Psalms of confession. All throughout Jesus' ministry, He encountered people who desired healing. And in an effort to receive healing, they would confess their brokenness to Jesus. Now, I could keep going with examples, but you get the idea. In each of these instances, people came before Jesus broken and humble, asking Him to do what only He can do, to overcome their deficiencies and to make them whole. And so a few best practices as we jump into the practice of confession. Number 1, I would suggest stepping into this with someone you know is trustworthy, because in this safe space, forgiveness doesn't just absolve someone, rather people are held accountable and eventually changed and healed. Secondly, we have to be specific about what we are confessing. We need to avoid vague cliches and innuendos when we are confessing sin. Now, you don't need to describe every single detail, but you do need to name when, where, what, how, and why. And then finally, we finish with forgiveness. I believe the most healing part of confessing our sins to one another is hearing that we are forgiven by another brother or sister. I think this is what James was getting at when he said that the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. To hear someone we trust and respect offer us grace in the midst of our failure reorients us to the scandalous grace of the gospel. We are reminded that our true self is found not in our mistakes, our regrets, or our faults. Rather, our true self is found in the grace of Jesus Christ alone. Have more questions? Check out more TouchPoints in the Life Bible app.